I don't feel like getting close enough to find out, but that's a pretty good sized hole there. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little bit since we have posted. Dealing with the weather and no hunting seasons going on, it has been a little slow. But we finally have a nice little break in the weather, and we're going to come back out here to the mountain. You can see behind me, we're walking up into the mountain, and we're going to do some shed hunting. So we're going to see if we can't find some of those Pennsylvania mountain bucks that didn't get taken during the rifle season. So stick around, stay tuned. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back and watching a new video. If you are a first-time viewer, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, don't forget to like it. All those things help our channel grow and helps the algorithm push our content. And best of all, it doesn't cost you a thing. So we're gonna get going on up in here. We're on a south-facing slope. We're gonna get on up to the feeding area and bedding areas that we were hunting in rifle season. Start following some of the trails around and see what we can find. Stay tuned.
Oh my goodness. Hi folks. We are having a beautiful winter day today. We're up in the game lands where we were hunting that buck. Now we're gonna hunt his shed. The road is locked for the winter, so we have quite the journey to get to our bowl, but lots of great area in between. I have Martin with me.
Yay!
You want to be here. We want to find some nice sheds. We want to see what we were trying to hunt.
I got woken up in my sleep.
Another needle in a haystack. All right. The plan is to come in here and meet Eric somewhere up on the trail, and we'll go into our bowl where we believe is the bedroom of that big scraping buck was. So I will keep you updated.
All right, well, we found our first piece of bone. Literally a bone. Not sure what kind of a bone that is. Probably a femur bone, I'm guessing, maybe. I don't know. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what kind of a bone you think this is. What animal you think it's from. It's got to be from a deer, right? I don't know. Put them comments down below.
We have found this little pathway leading up. It's a south side facing hillside. Haven't found anything yet. Don't really expect to find anything until we're up into that bowl.
Thorns stuck on your butt.
It's alright. I really wanted to have those fungi glasses for this. Maybe I'll have them by next year. Yeah, doesn't this look like fun, Martin?
No. Oh.
No? Well, at least we found a nice path to take. Alright, we ran into Daddy and Martin is off with him. I'm going to walk this creek bed up to our bowl area. South side, facing hill, creek bed. If there's something here, hopefully it ended up right here. We just had a big snow melt. So let's see what we can find. Well, it's not antlers, but I do like bones, random bones we find in the woods. So I'll take this. That's pretty cool. I don't have one of those yet. Does anyone know what type of bone that is? Comment below if you know what type of bone this is.
So to find sheds, you look for rubs. You look for bedding areas, feeding areas, places where the deer are congregated, where they do most of their movement at. You find their travel routes. Concentrate on south-facing slopes where the sun is hitting. And you do those things, put in some miles, and you should get rewarded. So we'll see. Following our own advice here, we'll see what happens. We got Kelly and Martin out with us today too. You can see them down there. They're coming up through this pine bottom here. Nice little bedding areas down there. So we're meeting up here on this gas line. And right up in through there is a nice little travel corridor. It goes into some thickets and into some real nice bedding and feeding areas. Lots of rubs, lots of scrapes that we found during rifle season. So we know that this is a home area of a nice buck. So we're gonna stomp around in these areas a little bit, see what we can find. It's deep in the PA mountains. Following some deer sign, finding a couple bones, but not the right type of bones yet.
Found some water in our creek bed. It's a good thing I wore my atrocious rubber boots.
My boots are waterproof.
Be careful, it's slippy. Oh, yes, I love to fall. That is my thing, falling.
Oh yeah, it's slippy.
Yeah.
I see the water, so that's where it's coming from.
All right, we're on the search for antlers. And the water's seeping out of the side of the mountain here. I think that looks really cool right there. Looks like we have a nice wall up ahead.
Oh, that side of the water's getting down. It's nearly impossible for water to get.
I'm actually surprised there's not more water yet.
It's nearly impossible for that much water to form.
That looks like spring.
That's a big wall.
It's beautiful. I'd love to see it with lots of water coming over it. And Daddy's up there. We're down here in the creek bed.
There's not a lot of water coming off of it.
No. Let's take this little path up around it so we don't disturb it, because it's gorgeous. Gives me hope of spring soon. No more snow.
Alright, we got some tracks. Still following along the side of this hillside. Still no headgear anywhere yet. We're still really not into the area yet. We're still working our way up the hill. Now, once we get up in here, there's a couple tree stands set up. And there's a lot of nice feeding and bedding sign around where this tree stands were. So that's the area I'm hoping we'll catch some. We'll catch some antlers in, and if anywhere, that would be it. So if you are a successful shed hunter, feel free to share any tips and comments you might have. Kelly and Martin down there. We're gonna end up at the top of that hill here by the time this is all said and done. So lots of ground to cover here. Back at it. All right, you know we gotta be getting close. We got ground all kicked up. Looks like they'd be feeding. We just saw a scrape back there, albeit it wasn't fresh, but we got a bed right there. Pretty nice sized bed too. So we are getting warmer, folks. We are getting warmer. And this is one of the spots that I had marked out on my map. So we are getting closer. Will we find our first shed of the year? That's up pretty high on the tree. This one over here is up even higher. It's about chest high on me. I'm 6'2". There. This leads me to believe these were made when we had some deep snow on the ground. Another one over here. Oh, come on, Mr. Bucky, where's your horns at? Where'd you drop them? Heck, they may not even be dropped yet. I'm seeing a lot of pictures from our area of bucks will still having their horns, so I would think something would have dropped by now, though. They're definitely in the right area. There's some poo. Kelly'd be excited about that. She'd be playing with it. She likes poo. Alrighty. Well, let's go back to the grind of looking. I'm gonna zigzag across this area here. I'm seeing lots of signs, so I'm just gonna keep taking me where the sign goes and we'll see what happens. I found more poop. What do y'all think that is? I'm pretty sure I know. And if I could find one of those sheds, oh man, you don't know how excited I'd be about that. Heck yeah. You know where that poop is from, drop a comment. I'm not gonna say it. I want to see how many people know. But man, let me find one of those. They're around. All right, I can't help but get a little excited. I mean, we are finding more and more sign. This is an area they like to hang out in. Come on, let's find those bones. Let's go. Okay, so there's one of the tree stands that I had found up here. This is the area I marked. And this is where we are finding every type of sign we want to see. We're finding rubs, scrapes, fresh sign, fresh poop, bedding areas, feeding area. Like, we got it all on a south facing slope. So if there's anything dropped, no reason why we shouldn't be able to find it. And we're just getting into the areas where we want to look. So as long as we keep on sign like this, we should come across something. Fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed. So, I don't know if you see, let me see if I can zoom in here. We got a big heavy rub line going up through here. And, you know what, I'll just keep the camera rolling for a minute because I want to show you guys something. So, if you're familiar with whitetail at all, you have a pretty good roundabout guess idea where they make rubs at, like the height on a tree where they make a rub. You see that right there? That's about my waist level. That's not too awful old either. Actually, a lot of these are actually not too awful old. Alright, but anyway, you get the point, you know. And deer make them down low on the first bottom few feet. Where'd that one go? I just wanted to show you. Right here. Now look at that. Look how high that is. I'll get right up next to it here. But the top of that's the top of my head. So please let me find an elk shed. Please let me find an elk shed. Please let me find an elk shed. That would be awesome. Would not be unheard of. Wouldn't have expected it, but it's definitely not unheard of. And these rubs I'm finding are not very old, so let's go. Come on, let's find some headgear, guys. Man, oh man, did I ever think that was going to be the spot right there. All the ingredients we needed to find a shed. You know, we had poop, we had a bedding area, we had feeding areas, we had trails, we had rubs, we had scrapes. We found whitetail, we found elk. And I scoured across all the top of here, out to where the trails seemed to stop, right to where everything was pinched together and congregated at. So now it looks like the trails are heading up into the next zone. And there's another little bedding area and stuff up here on top of the hill. So I guess we're just going to follow this little ravine up and check our next spot. So sad we didn't find nothing there. I thought for sure that was going to be the spot. Like, look at this. Like, we're right on that elk's path. Now, I can tell you one thing's 100% for certain. Those were not here during deer season, because I was right through here multiple times, and there was no elk tracks like that. I've seen some back in bear season, but those were very old and down over further from where I'm at. So definitely been some elk in here, definitely some signs of some elk rubs. I'm just gonna keep following these tracks and we'll see where they lead. Stick around. If you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button. Who do you guys think lives in there? Bear den? Coyotes? I don't feel like getting close enough to find out, but that's a pretty good sized hole there, and that's a pretty good sized den. Comment below what you think it is. More scrapes. Busted up branches. More scrapes. Where's the antlers? Still looking for the antlers. Well, we have made it around top of the hill, through the feeding areas, through the bedding areas. Lots of sign. Lots and lots of sign. I've showed you guys quite a bit of the sign we've been finding. Still no headgear yet. So me and Martin are coming down over this hill. He couldn't resist running from the top to the bottom. I wish I had that energy. So we're working our way back down to the car. And then there's a spot on the other side of the road Kelly wants to go try. There's some good bedding areas and stuff over on that side also. So we're just going to keep at it. And put on the miles and you'll find the antlers. That's what they say, right? Either way, so far, it's been a great day. I found what I believe to be a bear den, the elk rubs, some elk poop, bunch of deer poop, bunch of deer rubs, some scrapes, feeding areas, bedding areas, trails. I mean, absolutely everything you would want to find while you're shed hunting. We found it. So we're just going to keep walking.
Keep on the miles.
That's right.
And find the antlers.
Keep on the miles and find antlers. That's all you can do. So we're just going to keep walking. Beautiful day out here. So we'll see what we find.
We're at the end of the road, guys. Still, there was no other rubs. There's a little creek flowing. I didn't see anything near it. Yeah, I'm sure about to go on to no trespassing. I'm doing something. I don't see nothing, but sure I'm not the first person to stumble down through here. I know right where I'm at. There's that bear that we always talk about. Yeah, this will take me down to the main road right here. There he is, Mr. Bear. Mwah. The road's right there. We're parked right up from here. Mr. Bear. Alright, let's see if I can find the boys.